Another great show on tap here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. We're closing in on 40,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit that subscribe button down below for daily coverage of the Birds, live shows, watch parties, news, rumors, analysis, all 22, breaking news. We literally do it all, so lock us in if you want to stay in the know with all things Birds. And if you hate the Cowboys and love the Eagles, join our squad. Who cares about those other squads out there? Let's get it. Fly, Eagles, fly. John Galt starting things off. What are the chances of Chat Sports sending y'all on the road for the games? That would be cool. But from a financial perspective, when we're here in the studio, we're able to maximize our resources, do our watch parties, which is a great way for these channels to make a lot of money. So I'd love to go to games, but I also love doing watch parties. It's what I look forward to the most, honestly, in my job, because there isn't anything like a playoff level game day atmosphere when everything is on the line. Brandon Ford, do you think it's possible to keep Javon Hargrave, TJ Edwards, and James Bradberry? I'm not going to doubt Howie Roseman at all, because he is a financial genius, and he's been a financial wizard ever since he was an intern with Philadelphia. He went to the University of Florida, worked his way up, and he's been so smart when it comes down to player contracts and also envisioning what the value of a player is going to be and getting them to sign a deal worth money that is advantageous to Philadelphia. I think of these two, Hargrave and Edwards, important to keep. You can draft a cornerback at number 10, let James Bradberry walk. I think that could be the avenue for Philadelphia. Our guy LFX, should we draft a future right tackle now since we have the left tackle and center covered? I have talked about this. At some point, you have to find the replacement for Lane Johnson. At some point, he's going to want to walk away from the beautiful game that is football. And he even said he believes he has about 3 years left. It is never too early to start developing the Lane Johnson replacement because he's been so good. The win-loss record certainly shows that. Lane Johnson, special player. And at some point, him and Jason Kelce. You have Jason Kelce's replacement in Cam Jurgens. Now you have to find Lane Johnson's replacement. Ari Gold. Entourage is the best. Top 5 show of all time, potentially. Any chance the Eagles could sign J.J. Watt out of retirement? I believe we have some J.J. Watt statistics that we can get to that are in the database. J.J. Watt did retire with Arizona, and I'm going to kind of go conspiracy theory here. Did J.J. Watt retire from the Cardinals because the dysfunction in the desert is far too great? And J.J. Watt said, you know what? Kyler Murray tore an ACL. We need a new general manager after Steve Keim walked away. We fired Cliff Kingsbury. I'm going to retire, get ahead of it. I'm still playing good football, but I just want to play for a better team, and I don't want to play with Arizona any longer. I'll tell you what. I went back, watched the film of what he did against the Niners this past Sunday. He was so good. 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 2 quarterback hits, and 1 pass breakup. If this is how he goes out, he goes out in style, no doubt about that. But in 16 games this year, J.J. Watt was awesome. Most sack production in a couple of years for him. After those string of all-pro seasons, he hit the injury bug, went to Arizona, was solid at first, then got injured. But this year, he was healthy. 12.5 sacks, 25 tackles for loss, 7 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble. If J.J. Watt wants to come out of retirement to chase the Super Bowl on that defensive line for Philadelphia, veteran discount, I'm all in. ADW The Beat. Do you think that Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama would be a high-end all-purpose running back for us? It's funny. We were talking about Jahmyr Gibbs the other day, and one person in the office thought he was a wide receiver because of how natural he is as a route runner. Jahmyr Gibbs is a player who you could probably draft at number 30, 31, 32, whatever the draft order is going to be, depending on how the Eagles play in the playoffs here and how their season ends. Jahmyr Gibbs is a player I like a lot. And it comes down to, okay, do you want Gibbs at the end of the first round, or do you want a player like Bijan Robinson at pick number 10? Where do you get more value? I think that running backs are not invaluable. They are expendable. I hate paying big-time money to running backs, but they're important to have, especially in this offense with what the Eagles like to do and the strengths of Jalen Hurts in running the football. Do want to ask you this. We're coming to you from the Chat Sports Studios. Where are you? Shout out your city. I look at the analytics from time to time just to see where our reach is all across the globe. So let us know where exactly you are right now. ADW, $5 super chat from the dirty South down in Georgia. LFG, Go Eagles, ADW, appreciate that donation. And then we go to Cool Rains. I will laugh if the 49ers don't make it to the NFC Championship game. If they lose to the Seahawks on Saturday, epic, epic, epic choke job. Epic choke job. Johnny Drama, another Entourage character. What is your biggest offseason need for the Eagles? Look, they have somewhere between like 20 and 30 free agents. We went over the list a couple of weeks ago. It is long, with some really premier players. The names that come to mind, Jason Kelce, James Bradberry, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, T.J. Edwards, Marcus Epps, Brandon Graham, Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox. Those are some really marquee players on this Eagles team. So the biggest offseason need is determining which players you want to sign and which players you don't want to sign. And then, in turn, can you find cheaper free agent options than those players that do leave, or better draft picks out there who can be impact players from the jump? But overall offseason need, I think the Eagles need to shore up cornerback and safety. And other than that, they're pretty stacked all across the board. Now, if you want to bet on the NFL playoffs, you can do so with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Some great games and great drama set to unfold here throughout this playoff run. Sign up with our sportsbook partner, BetUS, for the best deal that any sportsbook has to offer, a 125% deposit bonus. How do you get hooked up? You head to chatsports.com/EaglesBet. Then you enter the promo code Eagles125. Let's say you put in $100, you get $125 back to game with. And with the Super Bowl odds, do you think the Eagles are getting disrespected? Do you find good value in the Eagles being 5-1 odds here? For instance, let's say you put down $10. If they win the Super Bowl, you get $50 back. $100, you get $500 back. Pretty solid value if you still believe in this football team, because other teams have better odds, Chiefs, Bills, and San Francisco 49ers. Also a reminder, make sure you hit me up, give me a follow on social media. It's the same handle on both social media platforms, @Chase_Senior, both on Twitter and Instagram. I just love interacting with everybody. Always post the latest Eagles news, rumors, and analysis. I also cover the NBA and college football here at Chat Sports. And if you think the Eagles can win the damn Super Bowl, you just took a look at the Super Bowl odds. So with that, let's put you to the test. If you think the Eagles can win the Super Bowl, then hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. You look at the NFC playoff picture here. Here's how things are shaking out in the NFC. Eagles get that number 1 seed, most wins in franchise history at 14-3. San Francisco 49ers locked in that 2 spot, 13-4. Minnesota Vikings 13-4 as well, but the Niners own the tiebreaker. Bucks at 8-9. They're going to host the Dallas Cowboys in that 4-5 matchup. Giants and Seahawks rounding things out in the NFC playoff picture. And a couple of good games here this weekend. And I want to hear from you too. Just let us know down in the chat. Which teams do you think can pull off the upset? Do you think the Seahawks can beat the Niners after the Niners beat them twice during the regular season? I think the Giants can beat the Vikings. I think the Bucks can beat the Dallas Cowboys. Some of the splits with when the Cowboys play on turf as compared to grass are drastic, offensively and defensively. So what upsets are you predicting during Wild Card Weekend? Let us know. We're going to put your football knowledge and acumen to the test right now.